It is Titans League. It's great to have you guys watching and to have all you back. To everyone that's new and watching, please remember to subscribe and like this video after watching if you did enjoy the content. And for more content, you can please follow me on Instagram at TitansLeague_, and you can also follow me on Facebook, and we have a official Titans League Facebook page which you can also follow for content creators and just anyone that wants to follow in general and match up with me. And if you'd like to add me in game, you could add me at GGCO Titans League. So now, without further ado, to get into the video. So today we're going to be talking about the recent live stream between Sergey and Vladimir, or Vova as we know him, and what was to be said about the new and the future of Battle of the Titans with regards to update 2.0.3, 2.0.4, 2.0.5, and the hotfix 2.03, and I don't know if I said it, but also 2.2.0, and the near future after all of those updates. Now, they discussed a lot. The live stream was approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I am hopefully going to be summarizing this all within the next 30 or 20 minutes for you to watch at your, or to peruse at your regard. So without further ado, allow us to begin this video. So in update 2.0.3, or as we're going to know it as, the hotfix update, which we should see in the next 2 or 3 days, which I would translate to a week with regards to the fact that Play Store and the Apple Store have to look over and audit the update to make sure it's what they can take and put on their market. So with that in our knowledge, I think it will take about a week for this update to come out. But what we can see in this update is AI hotfixes. So currently there's 3 AI setups for 3 types of players: easy, medium, and a hard/a pro player. The AI builds are based on your team, and also your opposing team. The AI builds are based on that as well. Now, the AI builds on your team and your opposing team is chosen by the team rating with real player cups. So essentially, your cups on your team, the total amount of cups is gathered together and averaged, and they get a coefficient. That coefficient is then turned into an effective rating for an algorithm in which the AI can determine what is the intensity level of your enemy and what should be the intensity level of your friendly AIs on your team. Now, unfortunately, the Titan AIs still behave like when Sergey first programmed them. So there's not been any surprises in update 2.0.2 with regards to Titan's AI, and more specifically, there has not been any surprises as in the targeting of legs or individual body parts. So I've heard a lot of people reporting on the Discord among various channels that they've seen that the Titans have been hitting body parts more than often and they're becoming more effective at it, but I just want to let you know that it has been confirmed that that has not been included in the update. As a matter of fact, it's most likely you're just becoming a better player at the game, so you're getting harder enemy AIs. Congratulations. Next, so the AI behavior and when the AIs are waiting. So when the AIs are waiting for enemy pilots to respawn at the end of the game, that will be audited to a more diverse behaviors rather than the AI wandering listlessly around on the map until seeing an enemy on the radar. So currently, if there's no enemies on the field, the AI will wander around and disperse itself until another enemy drops it on the radar and you can see it, and then the AI will go after it. Now that will be changed, and there will be more of a diverse AI interface with regards to the way they act when there's no enemies on the field and which directions they move in. The AIs will behave more like humans, as they will not launch all the javelins at once without looking for an enemy or aiming at a particular enemy. So that is a good thing. Now, there has been requests for Anelli, Might, and Cormorant AI, but according to Sergey and Vladimir, that it cannot exactly be added yet due to the fact that it requires a little bit more algorithms to be added. But the main aim of the development team right now is to replace the absence of players that have been disconnected of matches. As in, Titan AIs will take control of the left player's hangar, but the movement of the Titans like Nelly's Mites will not be as dynamic as other Titans in the game, or as having a real player playing that player's hangar. Matchmaking will experience some changes, as in the way that the player base organizes, and essentially with the trophies you have means that the higher trophies that you have means that the more players and the more diverse group of players that you will be able to play with. Meaning that if I am on a lower trophy tier level, like from 900 to 1000, that is just an estimate or approximation that was not confirmed, I will be on the easy level, so I'll receive a lot of games, a lot of easy bots in it, and easy and players with on similar trophies levels. Now, if I'm at the trophy level of 1400 to 1600, I will be on the pro level, so I will receive matches with very intense bots that are very difficult to fight against, and I'll receive matches with players that are on a similar or greater level than me. Now, if you want to figure out the exact equations as to how the matchmaking process will be done, you can see more information on the Discord, which I will link in my video, or if you comment in the comment section that you want, I will reply. So moving on to our next topic of the video, which is update 2.2.0 or 2.2. Now this is the first major update that we're going to see in the next upcoming weeks or potentially months after the hotfix 2.1.3. These numbers get confusing after a little while. Essentially, the matchmaking process will allow queues that display time spent in a queue, and players can be added right up until the game begins, as a matter of fact. Also, the player will also be able to see who is in the queue to play with. You'll have to change the map, you'll have control of changing the map and mode when it comes out, along with when and where you drop and your player location. There will be a slide feature across the beginning area of the map, allowing essentially limitless drop areas at the starting point. But you cannot drop in the center of the map or anywhere that's away from the starting point of the map. So essentially you have ultimate vertical or horizontal, in this case, control of where you drop on the map, but you have to remain in the starting zone. The new game mode is tentatively being called Evacuation. Your team will have to create a convoy, and one person at a time is responsible for leading the AI Titan to one of the several drop points on the map closer to the enemy team. This AI Titan will not have any ability to attack or defend itself. That's why your team will have to defend this AI Titan. But look out! You will have to avoid having your Titan hijacked and or destroyed during the evac. Whichever the evacuees can get closest to the Titan, it will move them regardless of the team. However, the person and the AI will escort. The person and the AI escorting will have markers on them, so stealth options will not work, unfortunately, in this case. After bringing it to a location and defending it, the team must defend it for a little while longer until it has been fully evacuated, and then the game mode is finished. That team has won. It will also, has been said, to involve an interesting story that will be revolving around the operation and how it came to play. This new mode will have open/closed beta testing, open to players of all various skill levels, and to test the cohesiveness of this mode for the future. So another request was potentially a new beacon mode in the future updates. Well, that may happen, we don't know when, but it may be added. I would think that it's going to be added after the evacuation update of the game. So the next thing that wanted to be discussed in this update is going to be an economy update. So the economy update will enclose an engineering premium option. I will personally cover the engineering class Titan lore in another video, so come back and hear about the details of that whole entire case and how the engineering class came to be. It's going to be interesting, so please stick around, subscribe, and wait for that video. So to get back to the more intrinsic and enumerated details of this video, essentially this engineering class will consist of an option to remove the modules and allow them to not be destroyed in the process of moving them. They will be stored for you and put onto other Titans for testing and such. However, when the subscription is up, the weapons removed will not be destroyed, but rather stored, and at a simple cost of 50%, the price fee, they'll be able to be reinstalled onto a Titan via your hangar. The new store added on to our current store will also be similar to update 1.4.0's store. This new black market, but a better option. Items will come randomly every morning or perhaps when you get on and log in, and they will also come after you have won one game or a selected amount of games. These items will come at a discounted purchase, and these items can be various modules needed for the Titans in your hangar that you currently consist of. Now your prices will be discounted more if you have premium. You will also see more rare objects if you do in fact have premium. You can have an ability to get a higher drop rate of tier 3 items or possibly higher items in your new black market in the upcoming economy updates in update 2.2. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Let's move on. Update 2.3.0. This is going to be the next following update after 2.2, of course, obviously, and this is going to be what really is the best. I wouldn't say the best update, but one of the other biggest major updates. So in this next new update, we will most likely see a new Titan. Now it has been said that this new Titan will be a Spider Titan, but it's not known exactly what it will look like or what it will be made after. Now the current development team is working with a college or university in Russia that looks into software development and develops video game software, which they might be able to look at making some drafts of a spider-like Titan that will look very realistic, as they have said already. Now, one thing that has been considered is a heavy spider Titan idea. However, Sergey just doesn't really see the current use of a heavy spider Titan coming up for the current upcoming game mode and for future game balance. We may see a heavy Titan, spider Titan in the future, but as of right now, like the artillery Titan, it will have to be put on hold to a later date. But another good thing about this update is that if you are a live streamer, you will have sound in your hangar be able to be adjusted and controlled. So please enjoy that, as we do not get very many of these types of changes. Alright guys, as always, let's move on to update 2.4.0. So in this update, we'll really be seeing a lot of new graphics, tweaks, and improvements. These adjustments will be made so that now the player base, or specifically Android players and later on Apple players, will be able to adjust their graphics rate on their game mode. However, it has been said that unfortunately the game is already running at optimal graphics. So if anything, adjusting your graphics rate might just cause some problems, but we will just have to see when it comes out. All in all, the player base will be getting more results and more abilities to be able to control their game, thus putting the gaming in the hands of themselves. Also, it has been looked at for some virtual reality possibilities that might be looked into along with the first-person battling. Potentially that can be seen in the future. Now, this is not to say that during this update this will be incorporated, but this will begin, the work on virtual reality will begin during this time. Now what we also will see is we'll also be seeing some zoom button possibilities that will be added in. For right now, it's been said that there's a possibility of a sniper mode with a 25% zoom increase and manual aiming, and the zoom percentage and the manual aim will also be depending on your device, but I more than likely think that you will definitely have manual aiming in the zoom mode. However, the zoom percentage will depend on your device. This is a great idea, allowing us to be able to shoot off more weapons on enemy Titans and really just get down into the nitty-gritty strategic playing that we all love and know about Battle of the Titans. Next, last but not least on our list is update 2.5.0. Now this is definitely way out in the future, as this is 5 major updates in the future, but I think we're ready for this. Or 4, might I add. But I think we're ready for this. So one thing that we can hope for and look for in the near future in update 2.5.0 is definitely some more multiplayer aspects and options like clan chats and custom game modes with the mates. So this is definitely something that a lot of people have been speaking about, because the main topic of discussion that I want to just end this video off is the fact that with such a great game, we're already coming to this game for the fact that we have PvP options. We have a lot of person-on-person action, which makes the game more of an esport, more of a multiplayer attractive game to be played like PUBG or other various esport games that have come to mobile already. This has been said to be the future of Battle of the Titans, and if they don't soon incorporate this, they will lose their player base, because of course a lot of their main dedicated players play for the fact that it has such great PvP action that is just great alone on its own merits. However, the problem is that developers have been talking about, that I think some of us need to understand, that I've been talking to some people about, is that in countries where Wi-Fi and connection's not that great in signal, there's problems playing with other real-life players, and that's when the PvP action is really lacking. So I think the developer's option to look at what really counts in terms of making this game fun for everyone is really kind of a selfless movement. It may not be what we want, or some of us want specifically, but I think it is a step in the right direction in trying to make the game more fun experience, not just for a select group like pay-to-play players, but in this circumstance, just trying to make the game more fun for a group, a generalized group, that doesn't have all of the Wi-Fi connections necessary to be able to play this game at its best. That is why I think they're really incorporating the fact that they need to make the AI better, because at the moment the player base isn't that huge. Although players have been saying that if they increase the amount of multiplayer aspects like clan chats sooner and fix the game in terms of multiplayer, which I do back to an extent, it will create more of hype for the game and bring more players in. But I also think that on the other hand, we have to consider those without what we have, and that when you do not have Wi-Fi or connection services, sometimes a little bit of AI really help make the game fun, so at least you can enjoy it if you can't always play with friends or family or someone you know. So let's think about them. Let's hope that this update comes out soon, but I'm definitely looking forward to this, and I think everyone will be looking forward to this, as this will finally be our multiplayer improvement update that we've really been seeking, which we should be able to see, I would think, within the next 4 months. Very soon for this update. Very soon for a small team that's working on it right now. Another new cool aspect that I think we're probably going to see is we're going to see potentially a level 4 Sting module upgrade and a level 4 Titan upgrade. Now, I'm not going to say anything more about this. I know more information has been revealed to me, but it just might happen, and we just have to see. I think it's a good idea because the Stings are very underused and really I would say, debuffed item right now. I used to use them a lot, but in terms of damage and competitive play, they're just really not at the level that they should be at. And I think that a T4 upgrade would really be suiting for that weapon rather than just buffing the damage or the fire rate. I think it would really allow more options for the players to make it better rather than the developers jumping in and trying to screw with the balance of such a good game so far. So let's see how that works. Great. Last but not least, let's talk about the great beyond the stars and what we can look forward to in the near future. A lot of community ideas may be incorporated, for example, the Cormorant dropship for friendly Titans in the game, or the Artillery Titan and ideas like first-person pilot views. All in all, Battle of the Titans is one of the first premier PvP esport-like games that is coming out right now. I think it is way ahead of its time, and I think it's what the community really needed and what we all enjoy. I appreciate the work the developers have been doing with this game, Sergey and Vladimir. We have to understand that it's not very easy trying to make a whole entire game from the scratch on such a low budget and a short time period, but I think that with what they have, they're making it work. Now we just have to make what we have work to our best ability, in which some of us are. Those who aren't, if you have any questions, if you need any help, if you need any advice, feel free to subscribe and like and question below. Contact me on Instagram. I also have a Facebook. Those who are enjoying this game so far and have no problems, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. Thank you for subscribing. And remember, guys, I will see you on the battlefield. Pilots. TitansLeague out.